Hello, 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 hello.
Like
Okay,
test, everything's good.
Hello.
mic test. Everything's good. Very
Testing.
good. Yeah.
One.
All right. Can you hear me?
Good stuff.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Well. All right. Hey. Good day, everybody. Good evening to all our viewers, especially in the Philippines. I know we're coming to you a little late at night, but thank you all for tuning in, and to all of you that may be reached by this program a little later, wherever you are in the world, welcome, welcome. We're glad that you're here with us. Thank you for tuning in to broadcast tonight. Well, you are watching Young Minister Central. You are watching YM Central Live, and I'm your host, Pastor Dave Guitar. Amen. Yes, a little applause there would be in order. Amen. That's I pushed the wrong button. It should be this.
The hand clap.
All right. So this is episode 1 of our program. This is a brand new project we just started. And YM Central is a broadcast for young ministers by young ministers. And we hope that we can bring you relevant, content, meaningful discussions on faith, culture, life in general, about being a young minister of the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ. So our goal is to empower youth, empower young people around the world to just share the love of Christ to as many as we can. Regardless of color, race, nationality, ethnicity. It's a big thing now in the world. I believe Calvary has taken care of that 2,000 years ago. That's all done. We're all one in Jesus Christ. So we just want to touch the future today, touching the future today. Amen. So, well, before I start preaching, I am a preacher by by calling. So just sit back, relax, have a cup of coffee, everybody. This is just a conversation among friends and brethren, sistren, of course. And so without further ado, I know you are just as excited as I am, maybe more excited. But on this broadcast tonight are some very special people with me. And believe me, just to get these individuals in one room, in one interview is a treat all by itself. So our special guests for tonight are from the winter capital of Canada, Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Let's go.
Yeah. Represent. And I think it's a giveaway by now. You see them, and maybe you already kind of guessed. Yeah, they're siblings. Okay, so would you please put your hands together, make some noise, give a rousing round of applause. Wait, let me do this right. Give a rousing round of applause to Pastor Josel, Jason, and Jessica Fortaleza. Come on, everybody. Come on. That's a sleepy clap. Very sleepy clap. What's going on? There you go. There you go. Okay. All right. Well, hello, guys. Welcome to the program. Would you please tell us who you are? Name, age, status, blood pressure, sugar levels, whatever.
All the
please
information.
introduce yourself. Let's start with you. Let's start by order of birth.
Oh, that's fair.
Okay, bro.
Youngest
All right.
first. Youngest
All right.
first. Youngest first.
Youngest first. That's good.
Yeah,
I
ladies
like that,
first.
youngest
Yeah,
first.
ladies first. Okay.
I'm Jessica Fortaleza. I'm
Hi.
21. Can you hear me?
You good?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm 21. I am studying my 3rd year at university as a criminal justice major.
Wow. Watch out, criminals.
Yes. Yes. I'm currently single. Yes.
Important
Okay.
information.
Why are you
One.
putting it out there?
All right.
Why are you
That
putting
You
it
was
said
out there?
status. You said
All
status.
right.
Oh, I said status. Okay.
Single, and ministry-wise, I'm a worship leader at True Tabernacle Church.
Very
I
good.
worship, worship leader for general and for our youth group as well.
Yeah, and also the Central Canadian District. You lead that too.
Youth court,
Youth choir. Wonderful.
music director, yeah.
Wow. Welcome,
Yeah,
Sister
thank you.
Jessica. Next in line, the
All
pogey
right.
in the left side of the screen.
On the left side. I apologize. My light doesn't come in till tomorrow, so that's why it's kind of
Oh,
fluctuating
okay.
between dark and.
When they're too early.
I don't just like dark rooms. It's just I don't have my light with me. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
my
it
name's
came a day.
Jason.
It came a day
Yeah,
late, eh?
a day
All right.
late. I'm like,
All
oh
right.
man,
That's fine.
it's all good. Next time though. Yeah, my name is Jason. You can see here. I am 23 years old. I just graduated this year, so I'm a COVID grad. We didn't get our grad, but that's okay.
Oh man.
No worries. So I'm all done school. I'm working in the church right now as the hyphen director for Truth Tabernacle Church, as well as for our district, the Central Canadian District.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also a Sunday school teacher. I work with IT and a few other
Wow.
things too as
I
well.
thought
So
you
yeah,
said you weren't working. That's a lot of work, bro. That's a lot of work.
yeah,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Oh, and for
So yeah,
those of, I'm sorry, for those of them
go ahead.
that don't know yet, the hyphen is age group, right?
Yeah,
Of young
but
people from ages, what ages?
yeah. So it varies between church, but for the majority, it's from 18 to around 30 years old. Some churches go up to 35, but around that college and career age group is what we
Okay.
like to focus on. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so that's a
After high school.
college and career.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's very important segment of the youth.
I know, and it's a big age group too, like 18 to 35. That's like already people can be in different stages of their life there. So it
Right.
encompasses a large group of people, but it's something that I really enjoy and serving the Lord with. So yeah,
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, welcome, Jason, to the program tonight.
great to
Pastor
be here.
Josel. Pastor Josel, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. My name is Josel Fortaleza, and I
Talagang
am
Filipino
the
accent. Josel
yeah.
Fortaleza.
Gotta add it in. Gotta add it in.
Yeah.
Yes, I am the eldest of the three Fortaleza siblings. I'm 26 years old. I'm married, happily married
Woo!
to my wonderful wife Dana. Shout out to Dana,
Shout
and
out.
also my I have a 1 year old boy named Eli,
Just
and
turned
he
one.
is
Wow, that's
just one.
fast.
Time flies.
Very fast. He is
Wow.
he's a fireball. He's a lot to handle. So, but
Mm-hmm.
he's a lot of fun.
Eli.
Uh, yeah, Elijah. So Eli for short.
Oh, Elijah.
Yeah. Ministry wise, I serve as the associate pastor here in Winnipeg at Truth Tabernacle Church, and I'm also the promotions director for the Central Canadian District. And unlike my two siblings, I decided not to go in the criminal justice law direction. But I did just finish my first year in a bachelor's degree for psychology,
Mm-hmm.
specifically in addiction and recovery. So that's been an exciting journey as well. I'm 215 pounds. Uh, my blood level,
Vitals,
Your blood
vitals.
my
sugar
vitals are
level.
pretty.
Blood type.
What's your blood
I
type?
my blood
Cholesterol,
type, I'm not too sure.
cholesterol levels. Cholesterol levels.
Oh no.
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
had to
no,
bring down
no.
my cholesterol levels for the past year, but it's all good.
Yeah, you can see the
Uh,
double chin. I probably need to do that too.
no worries. But yeah, blessed to be here. Excited about this ministry with Pastor Dave Qatar, and so thank you for having us this evening.
Wonderful. Hey, so just I kind of just I was very interested. Like you said, all of you are, you pursued your education. I would say, not to be critical of anybody or any particular era of the church, right? We won't be here if not for our elders. But there used to be this prevailing mindset in many churches. I'm not saying all, that the rapture is going to take place, and we're at the end times, and that young people just need to focus themselves on the church. And but uh, just walk us through. I mean, you are pretty much accomplished in that area. Where you Was that something your parents pushed you to do, or was that like a goal that you had for yourself, that I got to finish college? I have to finish that part of my studies.
Uh, I guess I could touch on this first. Like, education was definitely an important thing for our family. Like our parents always encouraged education, but it was never really something that was kind of pushed on us.
Mm,
Uh, I mean, for me personally, like in the past maybe 3 years school was never really in the cards for me. Like I wasn't an academic in high school. I didn't do very well with school at all. And so when I made the decision to go to Bible college, that kind of scene.
You look like the athlete type.
I like to think so.
Like maybe
No,
boxing, boxing or MMA.
no,
Yep.
no, maybe not that, but
Not that.
yeah, but our parents always was open to whatever decisions or paths we wanted to take,
Mhm.
as long as we kept God at the center of it. So like even if I didn't go to school, or I only recently decided to go to university,
Mm-mm.
um, but even if I didn't, they would be 100% supportive in the decisions I would make, as long as I was keeping in mind, the calling that God has placed on us, our ministry. That
Yes.
was always the most important thing. So
Great. I know Jason. Are you still in law school or?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I just finished my BA in criminology and criminal justice, and the plan was to go to law school. But I am taking like a kind of like a leap year, kind of like a gap year,
Okay.
with everything that's going on. So, yeah, so maybe law school's in the cards for the future, but we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Jessica, that course you picked is so you picked that. It's not your mom pushing you. Hey,
No.
you're Filipino. I want you to be a nurse or something like
Yeah, that's like
something similar, like in the
the
medical field.
classic
Yeah, the
Filipino.
classic
Yeah.
Filipino. Yeah.
No, actually, when I picked my course, my mom was like, "Are you sure that's what you want? Are
Hmm.
you sure you don't want to be like something else?"
Yeah.
But no, they were always kind of supportive, and they trusted that if I chose it, then I would work hard for it. And yeah, but no, she was never like, "You have to do this and you have to complete
Right.
this." As long as you set your mind to it and you finish through it.
You know what I love about all this is that you finish your education, you're pretty accomplished in that area, but you're all in ministry, and that's not something that hindered you, or that's not something that caused you to deviate on your walk with God.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's go ahead. Go ahead.
well, like we were always taught, like growing up, that like ministry as a whole was not limited to uh just the four walls of the church
Hmm.
or church building. Like we were always
True.
taught that
That's still
even
true.
when we go to school, when we go
The
to
campus.
work,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
the campus, ministry is still there. And I think that like us getting instilled that mentality really helped us during our education, even to continue to draw, have a passion and desire to draw closer to God,
Hmm.
and also minister in the areas that we were placed in.
Right.
Yeah, it's not one or the other. I think
Hmm.
there's a
Mm,
perception sometimes where young people will think, okay, am I gonna do this, or am I gonna go to school? You can do both,
mm,
as long as you you understand that God is still the most important thing, even
Yeah.
through all your
absolutely.
education. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you
find a
agree?
balance
Would
between.
you agree with me that sometimes, especially in our particular persuasion, a lot of the false dichotomies are there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I understand some of it is, I'm not going to say fear, but some of it is our elders wanting to protect us, in
Yeah.
saying, you might get distracted or you lose your
Mm-hmm.
focus, and for a good reason, because they've seen some young people do that. They've,
Right.
they've
Mm-hmm.
seen it happen, and they don't want that to happen to us. But you're a testimony that this is something, especially now in the times we live in, that the campus has become also a battlefield for ministry,
Yeah.
because our schools now, it used to be that there's some level of Christian um, awareness in our campuses, but
Mm-hmm.
you maybe in your experience, that's not something that is in the majority view nowadays.
Not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I mean,
Absolutely.
today I just took my eldest to her first day of school, grade one,
Awesome.
and they were in line getting ready to get into their classroom, and they were just talking with her classmates. She was introducing herself, and they started talking, and immediately one of her classmates, 6-year olds, right,
Mm-hmm.
she goes, "Oh, follow me on TikTok. I got a TikTok." And she goes, "I like to delete all of my videos there. I don't like the way I look. I look big." And I'm looking at this. This is a 6-year-old girl, and she goes,
Mm.
I follow this, and she goes to down the list of people that she follows on TikTok, and I panicked because I do not know a single name. So I have no idea who these people are, and a 6-year-old follows that and starts telling her friends, and so it's just out there right now. Our schools are a battleground, and so
Yeah.
uh, again, I'm preaching. I'm interviewing you guys, so you should be doing the talking. But that is so good. So
Mhm.
it's a great message to our young people, like Pastor Jason said, that it's not an either or. It is something that you could do both and excel at, as long as you understand that God is the most important thing. Now, your parents, of course, your dad is the esteemed Reverend
Yeah.
Pastor Jesse Fortaleza, and your mother, Sister Jane. Of course, I'm biased. These are my cousins, guys. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna reveal, big reveal, cousins. All right. So
Mind blowing.
yeah, mind blowing. But um, so your dad pastored at a very young age, and then the way the story played out, I know he planted some churches in the Philippines, and then became a missionary to Hong Kong, and then became a missionary to Canada. I think that he's one of the very first Filipino ministers that actually did that. So who was born where? Who was born where? But,
Two boys were born in Hong Kong. Me and my
okay.
brother. Jessica
So,
was here
I
in
was
Canada.
oh,
born
Jessica,
here.
you're born here.
Winnipeg.
So you're born Canadian. So
Yeah.
none of you were born in
Canadian
the
blood.
Philippines.
No.
No, sir.
Okay. So you're Filipino. Now see this dynamic here. You're Filipino. You're born in Hong Kong. Lived there for several years, right? And then moved here. And so Canada's a melting pot, right? But
Hmm.
how is that? What are some of your favorite memories just growing up in a home with that kind of a dynamic? Just the differences in culture, and of course when you go out into the church, you interact with different kinds of people, different types of personalities. How was that like growing up?
I mean, like in our early years, at least for me personally, it was like in our church mainly we had a lot of Filipinos,
Mm-hmm.
and still do. Like our church is majority Filipino. Now it's become a little bit more diverse, but it was definitely a unique dynamic, especially going into public school in our early like years with kindergarten, grade one,
Mm-hmm.
and then we moved to a private school, which was also a Christian school in when I was in grade two, and in that time, that's when I kind of interacting with people from different cultures. Like
Mm.
lunchtime was really interesting because I'll have my rice and ulam, and then there'll be someone next to me with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Right. Hopefully not rice and sardines, or
Yeah, sardinas,
sardinas.
rice and
Yeah, rice and sardines. Rice and tortang talong,
mango.
Munggo.
Yeah,
Oh, that eggplant. That's good.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that.
Oh.
all that good stuff, all the good
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
Yeah,
good stuff though. Yeah.
it was an interesting dynamic, but yeah, I think we appreciated it a lot more as we got older.
Yeah.
Especially like as our church began to become a lot more multicultural.
Mm-hmm.
We really appreciated it when we started to learn a lot more about the cultures. I know Jason's learning another language right now,
Really?
and
Yeah.
you could probably talk about that a little bit. You could.
Oh no.
Yeah, go ahead, Jason.
I'm learning Tagalog.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
This Tagalog.
Wow.
That's strong Tagalog right
good. It's
there.
good.
Oh, my
Kam-
Tagalog is okay.
Kamusta ang iyong pag-aaral?
Oh,
Oh,
you're asking. I can't reply, but I think I know you're asking me. You're asking me how's my school going, right?
No,
How,
how's your in
how my,
context? How's your studying Tagalog?
my study? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, from this exchange, not so good.
No,
but,
no, no, Tagalog. No, you have to answer Tagalog.
uh,
say like kabute.
Yeah, but that's nice. You're wanting to learn the mother tongue, still wanting to be connected to that Filipino root. I mean, I think that's very commendable. How's your
and then
Tagalog, Jessica? Are you laughing out hard there
she's good.
to
She's
your
really good.
Oh,
kuya?
she's
Well, like
good.
How's
She's
your,
good.
out of the three of
Fluent.
us,
how did you
I'm
do that? You're
more.
youngest.
I know. I don't know.
Well, did
No, but
We're
your mom
confused
just
too. We
talk to you
don't know.
in Filipino at home? What language do you use at home?
English. Well,
Oh yeah, I know
both.
you use English.
It's
So
weird because the thing is, like, she was born here, but I was born in Asia. But
that's
I
right.
identify as a Canadian,
Okay.
and
She
she's more
identifies
like
as
I'm
she's
like,
more
I'm
Yeah, the
towards
Filipino.
most.
her like
Yeah,
Filipino side. So
yeah,
Jesse's
I
the
she
see
most
her. I see
Canadian.
her photos. Like she's doing a lot of these Korean
No,
poses, like Korean poses, Japanese.
yeah,
no.
Yeah.
it's
I
strange.
I
It's
grew up
weird.
with a lot of Filipino friends, even in like growing up at school.
Oh, that's how
And
you picked up the language, eh?
yeah, because they were fluent, and
Okay.
I was always the one that was like asking them questions,
Okay.
and also because like
So you
I
felt like
just
the odd one. I have to learn this language now.
yeah, and I just pick it up. It's fun to talk in Tagalog sometimes.
She exercises it a lot more than we do.
Yeah, I even talk to them sometimes. I'll add it in a little bit.
Yeah, but you could still speak fluently, right, Giselle?
Not fluently, but I
No,
could
yeah,
I could speak to at a certain level. Like if I go to the Philippines right now,
yeah.
uh, I could communicate, but people will know that I'm not from
Oh,
there.
yeah,
Like
just the accent,
Yeah,
eh?
the
The
accent.
accent. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
slang.
what's so funny is also I've only been here for less than a year, right? Since
Mhm.
January, and yeah, I started to pick it up I started to pick up that A,
Yeah,
and my
yeah.
daughter would laugh every
Mm.
time she goes, "Did you just say A?" And she would laugh at me. I
That's
said,
funny.
it's just something you pick up too. So,
Yeah.
the reason I ask is this, because of that, I see a lot of your travel photos, and you've been to a lot of places. So travel is something. It's not luxury for you. It's a reality for you. Like
Hmm.
it's part of who you are, part of what you do, partly because of who your parents are. But just tell us, you've been to so many places. So what's your favorite place you've been to so far, and why?
Favorite
Philippines.
place.
Go Philippines. I know you like the food.
We love the Philippines. Yeah.
Shout out to the Filipino viewers.
Filipino. Filipinoy.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
part of the Philippines? I know you just go to Boracay lang naman anyway.
Uh,
Tourist spots.
The tourist spots,
where were we?
the usual tourist traps. Boracay. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the past trip that we went,
Just
I
like
actually
in
had a week to visit my wife's
uh,
province in
Hmm.
Pangasinan in San Carlos. So that was the first time like I experienced like the province, and like the rooster in the morning and everything. Like
Yeah.
it was,
Yeah.
and it was actually a really it was a pretty crazy experience. Like like to not have like all the technology, the Wi-Fi. It
Hmm.
was literally just like kicking a ball around outside, eating coffee jelly, and like hanging out with the family. It was it was like it was a really humbling experience, and like for me
Right.
it wasn't the most luxurious, but it was definitely one of my favorite moments. Just being with my wife's family and
Hmm.
having that brutal fight outside and stuff like that. Like it was
Poodle fight.
a
Ooh.
lot of fun. That's my favorite at least.
Yeah.
Go
For
ahead,
me,
Jason.
growing up, we would go. We would travel around the states a lot for like
yeah.
conferences.
Hmm.
Going with dad and the conferences. So we've been to quite a bit of states in the U.S. But for me particularly, one of my favorite places that we've been to was Australia. We didn't go there for any church-related things, but it was just for a vacation. We have family there too, and yeah, I think the that place is beautiful. The people are amazing. So I
Mhm.
definitely want to go back. Australia, it's mine.
Nice. Jessica. So you already said Philippines, just Philippines.
Uh,
Let's be
yeah.
real though. Let's be real.
She
Be
took the
real.
What's her
Be
actual
real.
favorite?
It was Korea.
Yeah.
Like
We knew it from the get
no.
go. That's why we squeeze it out of you because we know you're still
Yeah. Well,
okay. Go ahead. What
yeah. It was
particular about you? So you've been to Seoul how many times?
just once.
Just once. Oh,
It was the same trip on the way to
yeah.
Philippines.
It's really pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of like a birthday present trip travel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
really
just
wanted
peeked
to
out
go
of
there.
the airport window. I'm like,
And
that's
It's
so
nice.
Korea
very
out there.
Nice and
Yeah.
nice.
Seoul.
It's really
Yeah.
pretty.
It's
It's
so
beautiful there. It's
So
beautiful there.
nice. Yeah.
yeah. Now the reason why I'm going through this just this um like conversation line is that how important we live in such a global economy now, right? Like I said, 20, 30 years ago, when you say you travel, that's people are like, wow, you're a jet setter, or maybe only actors or athletes do that, or politicians. But nowadays, how important is being able to travel and just being able to develop yourself? Um, you know, just opening up your mind into just different types of environments.
Mhm.
Mhm.
How essential is that ministering in such a global, um, how should I say, such a global space now? Like, even just online. I mean, you
Yeah.
can you can do a video now and it could go viral in 10 minutes. It's gone 7 times around the world. You know.
Mhm.
Mhm. I think
Yeah, I mean,
it's really
go
important.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So if we truly want to minister, how is traveling something that a young minister needs to, like, how far, how far does it have to be in the list of things that they have to do?
Yeah,
Like
so
I
with
wouldn't say. Oh, sorry. You go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
Rico.
Go
you
ahead,
want to
Jason.
jump? Okay.
Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, so with the current technology nowadays, the world has gotten so small
Hmm.
that you can definitely reach another corner of the earth just
Right.
with technology. So like I don't think it's important to actually be well traveled. Me
Hmm.
myself, I'm not as well traveled as these two, so I haven't been to like Korea or their last Philippines trip. But with technology, social media, and all
Right.
these different things like this, we can reach and you can get the message out there. And you
Right.
don't have to be there in person, although it would be effective, right, to be in person, but it's
Right.
Mhm.
just as good too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were
I,
saying, Josel.
I agree with that 100%. I mean, it's definitely I would say it's not a must, but it's definitely like a luxury, you could say, to have an opportunity to go around. And what it does is it opens up your mind to different cultures and different traditions, different even foods. Like all of those
There you go.
factors are actually really important, especially if you live in a country like Canada, where a lot of people are migrating from different countries,
Hmm.
but still upholding the same traditions, the same foods. Like for us, we were raised in Canada, but our household is very Filipino. There's
Okay.
still a rice cooker and stuff like that.
Oh
There's
yeah.
still
There's still
the Lola's
tabo.
cooking
There's
over
still
here. There's
tabo in the
still
bathroom.
exactly there's a table that we still have those traditions. So
Yeah.
what Jason said, just to piggyback off of that, like we're blessed to have the technology so that we could learn about these cultures from a distance. But I still think that like it is necessary for us to learn about these cultures so that we could reach the people even in our own backyard.
Hmm.
Especially if you're someone that lives in Canada or the States where there's a lot of different cultures. I think we have to be intentional about trying to reach these different cultures and different people of different backgrounds and races. And for those that are in the Philippines or in other countries that may not be as diverse, it's still a great opportunity for you now that people are live streaming, people are using technology. I would still say it's still a big benefit for and plus for somebody to really take the time to learn about other cultures and really expand their mind and diversity.
Right. For my case, just experiencing, like just just here now where I'm at here in Nanaimo here in British Columbia. With the Filipinos here, a lot of times, sometimes we think, all right, well, some people have the mentality. I'm born at this particular place, and maybe God called me here, and but again, I'm saying, I like what you said, the word intentional, just because, again, of just the world becoming smaller, that we should also open up the possibility that God can use us in a greater way than maybe we have not imagined ourselves
Hmm.
to be used.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh, culture-wise, just with Filipinos, a lot of times there's still that strong regionalistic, mentality where, well, Bisaya is going to be with the Bisaya, the Ilocano with the Ilocanos, Kapampangans with Kapampangans, and that's a barrier, for us to be able to truly reach people. And so maybe not the travel, but the being genuinely interested and being intentional in learning. I think it's key in ministry in these times. And so I agree so much. Wow. I mean, so many great things already. I mean, we're halfway. So, wow, so some great insights, here, guys. So if you're just tuning into the program today, you're watching YM Central Live, and the broadcast is for young ministers by young ministers. And on the stream tonight, our Pastor Josel, Jason, and Jessica Fortaleza from Winnipeg, Canada. Amen. So let's kind of go a different stream here. What do you do now? There's a lot of things to distract young people, but what else do you do for just for fun or to occupy yourself? Watch.
Jessica,
Please
go
don't say watch K-pop.
Oh,
Man, that was my answer.
That was your answer. I knew
I
it.
can't say-
I knew it. I jumped the gun. I'm sorry. I knew it.
actually, we have like a lot of kids in our house.
Oh, so you can't. Nah, don't do that.
No, we do. And when we're not like doing anything, we're all just sitting upstairs with the kids.
I'll just play with the kids and spend some
Yeah.
time with the kids.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where you get your kind of just kind of attitude,
Her energy.
happy kind of deal. Yeah. Happy. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like
She's a
that.
favorite.
Yeah. So I know Pastor Josel here is like a reader, right? The glasses give you away, guys. Like the glasses give you away, right? So this is kind of an impromptu question, but so forgive me. But how important now? There's YouTube's, a lot of video, a lot of webinars and stuff. But would you agree with me that books are still are invaluable tools for personal development? I hope you agree with that.
100%.
Yeah, right. It still has not lost its importance. I should say.
It's irreplaceable.
Oh, I love the word.
Even,
Thank
even,
you.
even
Thank
the
you.
feeling, even the feeling of a physical book. See, I don't like reading
Yes.
electronically. I need the pages.
Yes.
I need to turn the pages.
Yes.
Yeah.
The same blood runs through our veins.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much for saying that.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, here's the impromptu question. I know what 3 books are you working on right now, or at least you're wanting to read or have read?
Ooh, 3 books.
Just one. I mean, 1 or 2 would be okay.
Yeah, I guess I can probably go first because I think I'm the reader here.
Okay.
Yeah.
More than these two guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've been working on a few books now that we've had a lot of time. 3 of them though. Let's see. One book that I've been reading. I've been reading a lot of biographies of like historical figures and like looking into their lives and seeing the stuff that you don't see from like Wikipedia or whatever, right? And the different perspectives on that. So I've been reading a lot of those. Specific books though. My bookshelf is right here. There's one particular book. It's by Dr. Peterson. Yeah, he's a Canadian psychologist, and he wrote. I don't want to say it's a self-help book, but it's more of a kind of like a guide for young people to like try and get their lives in order. So it's kind of he has rules that he set up, and these kind of like help young people who are lost trying to like set things straight.
Right.
And it's called 12 Rules for Life: An Antidote to Chaos. Very fantastic book. Very, very good. I recommend it to any young person. You can find a copy of it Not right there. There it
Oh,
is. Yeah.
can't
Oh,
see it.
it's being green screened.
Green screen.
My copy is somewhere here in all of my books.
Guys, believe you
I
me,
got mine
we
here.
didn't talk about this. We didn't talk
My
about
copy right
this.
here.
Wow.
He
Wow.
came to Winnipeg. I was trying to see him to get mine signed, but he wasn't in the cards. But
Oh,
yeah,
brother.
he's a really good author. I do recommend that book.
Mm-hmm.
Another one.
Just a little comment there.
Yeah.
Have you heard his recent talks? It seems to me like he's just one step away from Christianity. I really think.
Yeah.
I
He
really think
doesn't
he's.
say that he's a
Yeah,
Christian,
just
but
say
it's
it.
like the stuff that he says. It's like
Right.
it's not so
I'm
subtle.
thinking, is he even considering being a Christian? Because it seemed like he's
Yeah.
really
Borderline.
considering it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Mhm. Yeah, that's one that I recommend. And then
Great read. Awesome book.
another book on the apostolic side. I do recommend this is one of our hyphen events. We kind of had a book list, and we
Okay.
made it for all the hyphens to read out. So we sent it out. And one
That's
of the
great.
top books, one of the top books that was there. It's by our general superintendent, David K. Bernard. It's
Mm-hmm.
Apostolic Identity in a Postmodern World. That's one
Wonderful.
of the ones that, so he recommended that
No,
one.
I'm not
to
gonna
all
pull it. Right.
the-
He was about to pull it.
yeah, so those are the ones that I recommend right now.
Apostolic identity in a postmodern world.
That's the
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Wonderful. Would it be okay if it's okay, Jason? Would you be willing to share that list maybe to our viewers? We'll post it in
Yeah.
our
I
Facebook.
mean,
Yeah.
I can definitely send it.
That is
For
great.
sure. Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. What have you been working on, twin? I say twin because we have the same birth date. Don't worry. I know it's kind of off the cuff, so you don't have to answer. But Pastor Josel was saying something. What are you working on lately, brother, Pastor?
I don't have any particular reads right now, just because it's been a really busy summer for us, the church. But
And
one
you're a new dad. You're a new dad, right?
new dad.
You're a
That's
new
got
dad.
time for
Yeah,
reading,
that's it.
right?
Yeah,
true.
that's it.
I'm reading kids books right now. That's what I'm reading. Baby Shark and all that stuff. Yeah, that's my current read.
It's so true. Oh man, it's so true. Oh man.
That's
Yeah, you're
the
right.
life right now.
Yeah, when I was
Uh,
single, I laugh at the people that do that. Now I do the same thing,
We
man.
do.
Yeah.
You'll do the same thing.
The last book I finished though, I was working on developing my preaching. So I finished reading We Preach by Jerry Jones. I think that's a
Great.
phenomenal book for every young minister.
Should be a
Um,
recommended reading. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal book.
Beautiful.
One other book that I usually use in my discipleship when I'm working with young people, it's a book called Chasing the Lion by Mark Batterson.
Mark Batterson. Yep.
Yeah, for me that's one of my favorite books as well. So I share it when I'm discipling some of our young people, and we kind of go through it together. But yeah, those are probably my two reads right now. But hopefully, my list of like books I want to read is never ending. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're right. Hey, have you experienced this too, where you just buy it? It's still in the plastic. That you're like you got like
Yeah.
a stack of books you just bought and still haven't read. It's still in plastic.
That's it still has the chapter sticker
Yeah,
on
so
it.
that's
You know?
chapter sticker.
Yeah, that's the struggle there. But yeah, there's a few books on my reading list right now. There's a book that my dad's mentor and pastor, Pastor Jerry Holt just wrote.
Right.
And that's a book that I'm wanting to dive into. My dad said that it's a must read for young ministers. So probably you can share that in the list that
Oh yeah,
Jason
please,
will put
please
out.
do. Yeah, I didn't know. Oh, Pastor Holt wrote the book. That's wonderful.
Yeah, my dad was really loving it, so I'm excited to dive into that and check it out too. So
Great. Yeah, that would be a good addition to the list. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's just too many things that can occupy your mind. Why not do something that will grow you, right? And
Yeah.
I don't know of any kind of like the fastest track to that is just the books.
mhm.
I know there are audiobooks too. I understand, but there's just nothing like opens you up when you just read. That's so good. So now you see the influence that social media has now on a lot of the youth. We're not gonna, of course, it's impossible to delve into all the intricacies of that and all the dangers and all of that, and maybe it's already been discussed elsewhere. But I want to go to the positive side of social media, of how we can utilize this, especially among millennials like yourself, where you don't remember a time where you didn't have it, right? I was still in the tail end of the generation what they call that, Generation X, where we still, when we say TV, that's the old black and white, it's a big block of aluminum.
Yeah,
It has
coming out.
yeah, like two little antennas coming out. And, I remember where a Game Boy came out, and I just cried to my dad. It's like, please, but that's not something we could afford. Yeah, you don't know what Pac-Man is, like this old. And then the brick game came out, and that's probably the very first handheld game, brick game. People were just addicted to it. But you don't remember a time where you didn't have social media. So who do you follow on social media right now? Of course, don't give yourself away too much, but who do you who do you follow that you want to recommend to some young ministers there, that if they're wanting to go into ministry, or they feel like they have a call from God, that who are the people that influence you, or has a voice in your life?
I mean, for us as young people, one of the biggest voices right now, I think, is Brother Victor Jackson. I mean, he's pumping out stuff every day, multiple times a day, and it's always something encouraging, impactful, especially for this young generation. So, like Victor Jackson, I would definitely recommend to follow. Another one, fire emoji. I would also recommend Mark
Fire
Brown.
Emoji. Fire. Yeah, I don't have fire emoji.
We have this reaction.
Just celebrate.
Yeah. But Mark Brown's a really good one too. Yeah, he's one of my favorite preachers, and he's always posting on Twitter. I don't know how many people are using Twitter now, but he's pretty active on Twitter.
Yeah, well, in the Philippines, I think it's still fairly new.
It's still pretty new. Okay. Yeah.
So or at least it's not as used as the other platforms.
Gotcha. Yeah, those two are very huge. And the third one I would recommend to follow is the Boston Celtics, because they're going to win the championship.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? What happened to the Raptors here? What happened? What happened to the Raptors, bro? Come on. Okay, time's up. Time's up.
Wow.
We don't need to bring that up right
now.
Now.
That was a low blow, Jason. Was that a low blow? You didn't expect that. That hurt.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Sorry about that. Peace.
Yeah, I'm still reeling from that. I can't. It's hard to come back to. What can I say? My Spurs are not anywhere near where they need to be right now. So
condolences.
Oh, that's just bad. But anyway, wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought they were tweeting some great leadership quotes, or you got me.
Quotes about winning, right?
Yeah. How about you, Jessica? For worship leaders, who can you recommend?
One that I follow is UPCI Music.
Wonderful.
So that's just like the basic. If someone's already in ministry, music ministry, they teach you how to easily access, or how to play chords, or
right.
They encourage worship leaders like myself who, techniques and how to handle, your music team, stuff like that. Maybe James Wilson. I know a lot of people follow James Wilson, but
I follow
a lot
James
of that.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
A lot of that music content as well. A lot of new songs.
Just solid, biblical, anointed.
Yes.
Music. It's not for show. It's just throw down church. I love the worship type.
Yeah, very anointed.
Um, and the UPCI, I know there's a small investment, but I mean, compared to the content there, it's just it's so worth it. I know
Yeah.
Yes.
it's a small investment to pay
Mm.
for you and your team. So, okay, well, we're headed toward the finish line here. I wish we had a longer time, but um, I wanted to ask Jessica about being a worship leader. Uh, Growing up, did you like how did you got wind of your was it something that you were pushed into? Because a lot of people I hear, oh, I was pushed into this ministry, or
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe they're a home mission church and they had nobody leading and they got pushed
Okay.
into that role. How's that for you? Is that something that you've always wanted to do, or you realized you had the gift for it, or how did that come about?
I actually had stage fright growing up. I know it's like
Really?
hard to
I
believe. But I
I
did.
I,
Like
I don't see it.
you would never, yeah, you would never guess. But my mom actually was the one that kind of encouraged me. She would always tell me to do like special songs,
Hmm.
and like I'd always say no because I wasn't confident in my own singing, and I
Right.
wasn't really like involved in ministry as much.
Hmm.
But then as like it went on, like you kind of God kind of puts you in that spot where you're like, is this really what He wants me to do? And maybe I was 12 or 11 when I joined the worship team.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it wasn't really like forced. It was just my decision. You know what God was telling me, what I prayed for it. Now you're like
Right.
here. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Sorry about my voice too.
No, no,
What
no.
happened, bro?
It's that's your no. It's kind of getting late here, so I know. Plus with the weather,
Yeah.
yeah. It's. I wanted to transition there because, like you said, it was just kind of your decision. You probably have already touched on this uh, earlier, Pastor Giselle. But how much of your decisions are influenced, especially in the ministry? How much of that is they're gonna go, oh, your dad's a pastor, okay, so the stereotype is, okay, you're gonna be a pastor, you're gonna be in the ministry. But how
Hmm.
much of that influence, how much of that growing up, like when you decided to be a pastor or a worship leader or a teacher or a youth leader, how much is that was because of your parents' um, decision, or do you even talk about this, or they just pretty
Yeah.
much let you do what you want to do?
It was. I would say it was a big influence. But at the same time, like as when we were growing up, like it was always instilled in us. They wanted us to get involved. So like we would start with little things like, changing the slides on those overhead
Hmm.
projectors, those light with a big bar, and using those slides. We would,
I remember those old sites.
yeah, yeah, and like just church cleaning, just little things like that.
Right.
So like ministry was always like something that our parents definitely wanted us involved in, no matter what it was.
Hmm.
But at a certain point, um, we had to kind of make it for ourselves, if that makes sense. Like
Okay.
we were involved in all these different things, but we needed to make sure that we were answering and following the call of God for ourselves, and it wasn't just something that our parents were like forcing us to. So like we were trained and taught that at a certain point, they're not going to just force us to go to church. It's something that we you know recognize is important for us. And even like in my own ministry, like going to Bible college, I had to make that decision for myself that this is something God wants me to do in this season, so that I
Hmm.
can grow and develop as an individual, as a minister.
Right.
And then when I came back, things just kind of fell into place. It was about filling a need. We needed a youth pastor, so I prayed about it and stepped into the position. And for me, it was always kind of that way in my personal walk. Um, there wasn't like a specific area uh, that I felt God wanted me to go to just yet.
Hmm.
It was just simply, I want you to be available. So when there's an opening, jump on it. So we didn't have a drummer, and so I was like, hey, maybe I can learn and maybe I can help play out. And that's kind of how I started playing drums. And I've been playing for like 15 years or something like that now.
Okay.
You know, it just started like that. And eventually, you know, God started to shape my ministry, and kind of started to give a bit more clarity into the areas that He wanted me to go. You
Right.
know, I served as a pastor in our daughter work at Emmanuel UPC for a couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
and then eventually stepped down and came back to Truth Tabernacle, where when I came back, I didn't even serve in any particular capacity. I wasn't. I didn't go back as a youth pastor. I didn't go back in any particular role. I just came back and served, and I think that was very important in what God wanted me to do, and eventually becoming the associate pastor and helping my dad out in different capacities. So they were my parents were definitely a big influence, but I
Mm-hmm.
would also say that, and for any young person that's listening out there, you got to make sure you figure it out for yourself too. Make sure you have a solid relationship with God on your own. It's not something that's forced by your pastor or forced by your parents. It needs to be something that you need to love God for yourself, essentially, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, He'll open up avenues for you to serve um, and be used in the kingdom in different ways, as long as you make yourself available.
Right. So I love how you said the word available, Jason. So what you're doing right now, is that the same thing? It's just because that's an area of need that you feel like you can make a difference there, and so that's why you jump into that opportunity, or is that something that, you know, how in the world where you have goals, you know, kids go, I'm going to be a doctor someday, and then they work toward that goal. But this is an entirely different ethic here, Josel, where you're saying, hey, you know, I'm just available, and when God opens that opportunity, I jump into that opportunity. So to you, it didn't matter what it was, right?
Yeah.
Just whatever avenue that was that needed filling in, and you step into that role. Uh, I doubt you had the drumming skills that you had when the first time you volunteered, you know, being
It
the
was a
drummer, right?
disaster.
Was
It was
it?
a disaster. And
So
it was a special event too, so it was pretty brutal.
yeah, so is that pretty much how, you know, like you as a worship leader, Jason, you as a teach, you know, youth leader, just that word available there, is that, I mean, you know, you don't wake up in the morning and says, I'm gonna be a youth leader one day, or I'm gonna preach it because of the times, or I'm gonna preach
Yeah.
general conference, you know.
Yeah, it's that availability for yourself. Like for me, my story is a bit different. So they were in the ministry real young. You know,
Okay.
when they're like around 12 or that age, they're already starting to drum and do music. For me, I tried every instrument you can think of. Could not do a single one of them.
Right.
And then this was what I struggled with when I was a young person, maybe around 15. I was
Okay.
like, you know what, Lord, what am I going to do? Like, I don't have any ministry here. I tried all the instruments. I can't do none of that stuff.
Mm.
But I said, you know what, I'll wait. I'll make myself available, right? The opportunity will come. And it wasn't until like maybe 18 or 19, that's when I started helping out with the teen class, helping out with Sunday school and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not going to all come at once. I had to wait for a long time. And I'm, the pastor's kid too, right? So it just shows that God will work in different ways for different people. But
Yes.
if the same word is still the same, that availability, that
Yes.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. It seems to be that constant ingredient there. So
Right.
even if you're approaching it at a different angle, but that's something that God definitely looks at for somebody that He can use.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you can share, Jessica. Like, is that a similar experience, or how different was that for you?
Kind of like there was a time where we didn't really have youth music,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just backup. Like I was just a praise singer. I wasn't really like a worship leader leading and telling everyone what to do. But there was a point where we were gathering more young people into our church,
Mm-hmm.
and we were doing more services, and we thought like to train more people. And I was kind of placed, since I was the only one who was comfortable in that spot, to
Mm-hmm.
like sing and be on stage. So I was kind of like, it just creeped in that I became the worship leader. And then, God worked from there. He brought in, like, we have a truth youth worship team. He brought in those young people and worked in them. And he
Right.
worked through me to help
Right.
work through them, because I obviously experienced a time where, you know, I have low self-esteem. I'm not confident in singing, but, you know, God puts those little prayers, and like now we have like young kids who are wanting to sing. Some people say that I've been their mentor in this kind of sense,
Wow. That
stepping out of
just,
their comfort zone, you
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Mentor simply means you're getting older.
Mm,
Right.
I know.
That's a buzz. That's a buzzword for getting older.
Mentorship.
But so good. So that's just like that common underlying theme there, that
Yes.
that hasn't changed. It's that's still that same theme. It still is true today as it was true with that boy that gave Jesus his lunch. Right. It's the
That's
same
it.
thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
Some things never change. It's the same principles. No matter how modern we get, you will never outgrow that place of availability. Because I know of some people that some young ministers that would go, oh, God knows where I'm at and God knows my skills. If He wants to use me, then He'll let me know. So you're saying
Mhm.
that's not an attitude, at least for your experience. That's not the right attitude to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
A
almost,
lot of there's
yeah. Go ahead.
there, there's a lot of young people, I think, that waste a lot of time waiting for the perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
like maybe they felt the call to be a worship leader one day. They felt the call to be a pastor. And when God calls them to minister in a different way, they feel like that's not what they should do, because they think that they need to be a worship leader.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's almost a dangerous thing, to see young people kind of just sit back and wait for that moment. I don't know if you've probably heard the quote before. An idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Mm-hmm.
When we find ourselves just sitting
So
back
true.
and
That's
just
so true.
waiting on, the perfect opportunity, we miss out on the process of growth that God has for every single person.
That's right.
And it might be in a different thing that you feel called to. It might be in another area, but I just think, yeah, making ourselves available in general and just allowing God to put us in the positions that He wants us to is really gonna help us grow as followers of Jesus Christ.
Wonderful. Well, good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Man, I hate that we only have 3 minutes left here. Um,
No.
but anyway, just as a final word, for our viewers there, out there. For example, I am a young person seeking to make a difference in the kingdom of God, and I want to do something, but I feel like I'm not. I feel like I'm not equipped. Maybe I'm not talented enough, or like Jessica said, maybe you have self-esteem issues. What advice can you give? What advice can you give me?
Jason, if you want to touch on it first.
Yeah, go ahead,
Uh,
Jason.
so a young person that's kind of not knowing what to do, not
Mm-hmm.
having an advice that I would give. You know what? I want to kind of stay along that lines of availability. Make yourself available.
Mm-hmm.
There's never too much workers in the kingdom. Right?
Yeah.
There's never
Yes.
not there's not you can't have too much, and there at the same time there's also um, will always be an overflow of souls that need to be saved. All right, there's always going to be things
I
that need
love
to be
that.
done. Right, so you take those two things, you apply that to your life. There's your opportunity. Right, pray, keep praying continually. Be like you said, don't leave your mind open. Right, pray, get into scripture. Right, follow this, absorb content
Mm-hmm.
that will help you, right, go towards those two lanes. And I think the Lord will take it from there.
Right, and get off TikTok.
Right,
Get
right.
off TikTok.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yes.
that is. Right?
Thank you so much.
I don't know what that is.
Great advice. Great advice. Go ahead, Sister Jessica. Go ahead.
Well, Josel actually preached this in one of our services, but he talked about we're all ministers, and in every aspect, in
Great point.
every place that you go.
Great
So
point.
if you're a young person, like you're in university, you're working maybe full time,
Mm-hmm.
you're full time in ministry at church,
Mm-hmm.
and you're juggling all this stuff. But when you understand that you're a minister in all those places,
Mm-hmm.
then you kind of find that balance that God helps you to like stay focused on this and not to forget that you have this.
Mhm.
And of course, to add him in all those places. And you kind of find peace in that because you're like, you don't feel confused of like if I should be doing this or if this is wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
Beautiful.
think finding that balance and understanding that you serve and everywhere you go, any
Yeah.
environment, you're a servant of God, and your purpose is to reach souls.
Right.
Like everything is good, education is good, but your purpose is to reach souls. You can do that in different
Just
ways.
just a thing to add to what she's saying is when
Yeah,
she says
sure.
that everyone's a minister,
Sure.
she's not like we have this like we as
Yeah.
young people we have this image where minister
Yeah.
that line comes with behind the pulpit on the stage.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That's not what Jessica means. She means
Right.
that
Right.
you can share the gospel,
Mhm.
you're a
Yeah.
minister, right? So that's why we're all
you can be
already,
teaching a Bible study to someone on
Right.
campus. You're already a minister there.
Like minister as a sense of being and not a title. Like
Right.
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
This is not something you do, it's something you are.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what title
sums
you
it up.
got, right?
Mhm.
Wonderful.
good.
It's beautiful there, Jessica. I just can't get over the fact that you're so grown up. I'm just no.
Right?
No,
Shock to all of
no,
us. We're all
yet
shocked.
to all of you. I mean, the things that are coming out of your mouth, guys. I love this. I mean, guys, this has been so good. Pastor Giselle, go ahead. Is that your
I'm gonna.
final? Yep.
I was smiling when Jessica was talking because she literally took the advice I was gonna give.
It was beautiful. I'm so
She
glad that was.
listened.
I'm so glad that was recorded. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great advice, and just I guess to add on that, if you want to make a difference in your world, do yourself and everyone else a favor. Just chase after God.
Mm,
Don't chase after
wonderful.
anything else. Like, especially to young people, sometimes we find ourselves chasing after dreams, goals,
Yeah.
maybe chasing after the one.
Mhm. Come
It's
on.
definitely
Come
it's
on,
there.
somebody. Come on, somebody. Applause.
Hey,
Where's my applause? I lost my applause. Where's my applause?
uh,
Go
but
ahead. Go ahead.
all you got to do is chase after God, and
Yes.
when you find yourself just surrounded with His presence, His Spirit, everything else literally falls into place.
Amen.
Yes.
He will put the person in your life that you need to marry. He will put the ministry that He's called you to before you. He will set God-given goals, dreams, and all that stuff. Your career, your
Amen.
education. You give that all to God, and that allows you to make Him the center of everything. And that ties in with being a minister everywhere. When you encounter struggles in your education, in your workplace, you know who to go to.
Amen.
You know who to lean on because He's there in the midst of it with you. So that's the advice I'll give. Just chase after God, chase after His presence, chase after His word, and that's how we can make an impact in our world.
Great. Wow, we need to do this again, guys. If you're
We'd
up
love
for
to.
it, I'm up for it.
Season 2.
Thank you,
Season 2.
thank you so much. That's all the time we have today, and um, God bless you in all your future endeavors. And
Thank
we're
you.
all in Canada, but it seems like if this COVID-19 situation still pretty much a fluid situation. So, but hoping we could all see each other pretty soon.
Hopefully.
And thank you so much for coming on to the program. Thank you for accepting my invite. God bless you on your
Thank you
job
for having
interview
me.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Jessica,
Thank you.
that's
Yes.
yours.
You the same.
Jason, amen. God bless, bro. And
Thank
Pastor
you.
Josel, amen.
Thank
And
you.
hey, your son's now 1 year old, and pwede na sundan.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Praise God. So God bless you. Thank you all for our
Thank
viewers
you.
today.
You.
Before
Thanks,
we go,
everyone.
can I ask you for a huge favor? Please head over to our Facebook page, like and follow us so you can get updates whenever we are online. You can also visit our YouTube channel, subscribe. Don't forget to ring that notification bell. Ding, ding, ding.
Yes.
Also, you can
Yes.
find the YM Central podcast on Anchor. And if you're the type that likes audio, that would be a good resource for you. So believe me, you do not want to miss next week's episode. And we're going to talk to some wonderful people again next week. So watch out for that. So again, this is Pastor Dave Qatar saying good night. God bless you all. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Take care.
God bless
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye.